I'm sorry, I'm losing the question from the.
Yeah, sorry. The question I had earlier about how she was having a hard time as far as when she didn't want to draw and force herself to, and how she dealt with that.
Motivation. モチベーションの維持についてお願いします。さっきの質問で、続きで、メインのところで説明を詳しくお話しましょう。モチベーションの維持でした。モチベーションの維持。Maintaining your motivation during slumps, basically?
Yes.
やる気のないとき、常に行き詰まったときのモチベーションをするということですか？
そうですね。やる気のないときっていうのはすごく好きなときで、好きな仕事でもやっぱりこう疲れてきたり、アイデアが出てこないときっていうのはありますね。
Even when you love your work, when you get tired, when you run out of ideas, there are times when you just can't get any work done.
そういう時はもう思い切って他のことをします。
That's when you need to completely change your pace, do something else completely for a while.
あと放って寝ます。
So usually I take a nap.
で寝て起きたら出てくる時もあります。
And sometimes you might get lucky, and when you get up from your nap, you have more motivations or new ideas that you can work off of.
だからこう書けない時に無理やり書いても絶対出てこないので、気分転換をして他のものを見るとパッとこうアイデアが浮かんだりするので、そうですね。いつも大変ですね。
The problem is when you're out of ideas, you can't produce any work, even if you force yourself to draw. So that's when you really need a distraction to hopefully refresh your mind.
漫画家にとってやっぱり私の場合は映像が頭の中に浮かんでくるので、なぜそんな風にしたんだろうっていうところから話を作っていきますが、それが浮かんでこない時が一番苦しいです。
And when I do my manga, I first come up with the visuals first, and then I would be inventing a story to explain how that situation evolved. But when I can't come up with either of those, that's when the work gets tough.
でも楽しんで書くと、こう101ページも体は厳しかったのですが、終わってみると楽しかったっていうので、ちょっと自分はわざなのかと思う時があります。
But when I'm having fun with my work, even if it's a 101-page ordeal, it might be tough on the body, but afterwards you get a good sense of satisfaction. So perhaps I'm masochistic in some ways.
痛いの嫌なんですけど、漫画はやっぱり楽しいので。
I don't like pain, but I do love manga, so there's a fine balance there.
Earlier when you mentioned the panel that people booed at the suggestion that you might want to go into digital, from both an industry perspective and also wondering about the fan perspective, what is the feeling about the increased use in digital media in working on manga? Is it sort of encroaching on the traditional means? Is it driving them out, or is there still a place for the traditional hand-drawn, hand-painted, or markered, or whatever methods of working?
先ほど、別のイベントの時に、デジタル制作をしようかなといった時に、ブーイングがあったという話ですけども、業界的な視点もしくは、ファン的な視点からしては、このデジタル化によって徐々に伝統的なアナログの制作方法っていうのはなくなってきているのでしょうか。それとも、昔ながらの作り方というのは続けていますか？
ちょっとやっぱり変わってきてまして、やっぱり、 職人気質の方はやっぱり絵を描く方は手で塗るっていう手で描くっていうのが大事だっていうかそれが好きだって思うのですが今の若い人たちはパソコンは楽なのでまた綺麗に塗れるのでやっぱりそっちの方向に行ってるのでちょっと安易な方向には行ってるかなと思います。
Well, there's been a shift in paradigm perhaps, but the stubborn traditional artist types insist that, well, since they love to draw, that's what they love to do most, and you do that by the regular traditional analog methods. But if you look at today's younger artists, a lot of them prefer digital production. It's easier that way, and it's less messy, and so they seem to like the easier way.
私は新人の頃カラーがとても苦手ですごい下手だと言われたのでやっぱり手でうまく塗れるようになるまでやっぱり自分の手で努力したいなと思ったのでそういう気持ちではいましたね。
And when I was just an upstart artist, I was always told that my color work was bad. So I vowed that I would learn to do good color work, and that's something that I could only learn by doing it by hand.
で漫画でも今背景集というのが出てましてその背景をもう自分が描かないでも使ったら使えるんですね。でそうするとそれを使ってると作家さんが違うのに全部同じところに住んでるみたいになってしまうんですね。それを使うことによって。
And these days, there are very convenient things such as pre-made clip art that's license free to use for your own manga. But if every single artist used those pre-produced backgrounds, all the manga would appear like they're taking place in the same place, and that would be very boring.
もうそれはその作家さんのもう自身のやり方なので人それぞれですが私はあまり好きではありません。
But the choice of whether to use those kinds of tools is really up to the methodologies of the individual artist, and it's not something that I like to adopt, though.
しかもその背景カタログがうまかったりすると他のシーンがそんなに上手じゃないそこだけうまいっていうようなこともあるのでどうせ使うなら自分が描いてもとてもうまくなるまでやってからそれを使ったらいいなと思います。
And if you look at the catalog of these pre-made backgrounds, some of them might be better in art quality than your own art. So you would have an anomaly such where your regular art is just mediocre, where the prepackaged art is good, is superior. That's not something you want to endure as an artist. So even if I were to use such pre-printed backgrounds, I'd probably want to get as good as the background these commercial artists, and then decide to use it.
私は多分ちょっとそうですね職人気質の方なのでちょっと厳しいかもしれません。
And I'm more of the traditional stubborn type artist, so it may take a long time before I'm convinced that digital is the way to go.
でも最近はいかに楽に描けるかというのを考えているのでちょっとまあ疲れてきてるかなと。
But recently I've been tempted to think about what ways can I be lazy about in my production, so perhaps I am getting a little old.
手を抜かずして綺麗に描くというのが大事です。
Basically, the idea is to improve your workflow without compromising any of the quality.
綺麗に描くというか綺麗に手を抜かずしてる手を抜いてるというふうにわからないように描くってことかな。
Or rather, try to get away with maintaining the same amount of art quality without being noticed by your readers that you are doing less work.